What's up, guys, and welcome to the Underground Pub Show, episode 55, here on the Pippy K Multiverse Network. My name is Schreiber. Here, as always, with CJ, kind of hanging over there.
Yeah, I'm like halfway off the screen.
Yeah, kind of.
I'm gonna sneak closer to you.
There you go, buddy.
We're gonna be best friends.
And normally Bobo would be right here, and he will be here in just a minute. He's running a little bit late. We've been off for 3 weeks, so we kind of like had our schedules mixed up a little bit.
A little bit. I mean, we took the time off so I can grow this mustache, but other than that,
It is a fantastic mustache.
that's the entire reason we took
Shit's
time
horrible.
off. It's so awesome. It's like Ron Swanson-ish.
Only cops and porn stars should have mustaches.
Yeah, like I'm both. I'm a cop and a porn star, so I have to.
How's that working out for you?
It's good, man. It's really, really good.
That seems like it'd be a really fun profession.
Yeah, absolutely. Because you like arrest people and then you bang people and then you have a mustache, so you can do both. So it's nice.
I heard
Okay,
you've
so-
been breaking the law.
Dude,
and you need to be punished.
I have like, hey, who has a 2004 Toyota Trucello here? I'm here to arrest you and then check your undergarments. Hello.
Did you order the cheese pizza?
That's
Extra
right.
anchovies.
I understand your dishwasher is broken. I'm here to fix it.
Did you ever see that movie that Nicolas Cage was in? It was like a sequel, Bad Lieutenant, Protocop New Orleans.
No, dude. Nicolas Cage has been in like 400 movies in the last 2 years because he's broke.
One of those.
He does everything.
This is a little bit longer than 2 years ago, but he was there was a movie that came out a while back called Bad Lieutenant that was, I guess, really popular. Mm-hmm. And this was a sequel to it called Bad Lieutenant, Protocop New Orleans, and he plays some cop that's kind of a dick that I guess rescues some kid during Hurricane Katrina in New Orleans.
Okay.
And they make him like a town hero. And ever since that happens, he just feels like he can get away with anything.
No,
Anything.
Nick Cage can get away with whatever he wants, regardless.
Yeah, but pretty much. Yeah, the actual actor can get away with anything. But in the movie, like the guy's like real bad, like hunting down like players for LSU and telling them to throw games for money and
Oh wow.
like banging girls for getting out of charges and stuff like that. Like.
LSU can just lose games on their own. They don't need any help. Or
Yeah, they really don't.
Like reason to lose. They lose regardless. So
They're starting one of those like kind of like an Alcoholics Anonymous group, but like it's a group for LSU fans that can't take the fact that they still can't manage to make the SEC championship or the playoffs or a respectable bowl game, even with all these great players that come out of there.
well, Alabama didn't make the SEC championship game, but that didn't really matter this year.
Apparently not. Yeah, I was a little weirded out by that myself.
Yeah.
I will be the first to admit.
So,
By
but
weirded out, you mean excited.
I was happy they made it, but at the same time, I didn't think it was going to happen.
well, Georgia and Alabama both made the Final Four, I believe. Correct? I don't really follow college football, but that's what I understand.
Yeah, Alabama's going to play Clemson for the third time, but this time instead of the finals, it'll be in the playoffs. And that game's going to be in the Sugar Bowl in New Orleans,
Okay.
and tickets are fucking crazy expensive for that too. For a brief moment, I thought me and my girlfriend could go to that game for as like a Christmas present, and it took a whole 5 minutes of me looking on different various websites.
I think you have to work like at least 3 jobs to afford to go to that game.
It essentially costs like your soul, and that's and maybe a little bit of collateral after that.
This is like the first extended point where I've actually looked at my mustache, and I have to say it looks pretty awesome.
You're still liking
I'm
the
still like,
mustache.
yeah. I mean, I've been rocking it, and I don't know why people like it appeared now out of nowhere. What happened was I had a goatee, and then I just shaved the bottom, and then hence there's a mustache. So, but other than that, we had a great break. How was everybody's Christmas? Everybody had a good time. I had a good Hanukkah.
Did you have a good Hanukkah?
I did. I had a great Hanukkah. I got a robe, Saint slippers. I got a sound bar, for my TV, and Logan on Blu-ray, which, by the way, has a version of that film which is all in black and white. It's Logan Noir.
That's pretty
and
cool.
it increases the movie 100-fold. It's such a gritty movie. Good on black and white. So
I could see that.
yeah, and I actually made it to 4 out of 5 fantasy football championships. I didn't win but one of them, but hey, I made it. So there you go. So
My Christmas break was okay. I was very busy. I worked 2 jobs now for the first time in a long time, so pretty much just worked. But Christmas was nice. Excuse me. My girlfriend's mother gave me a record player, which I've never owned before, and I feel like kind of that musical douchebag now, where like, because you see like vinyl in the music. I mean, Kenny, you've probably seen this before too, right? Like vinyl's making a big comeback as far as like
Again?
yeah, that people that buy albums or people that buy music actually. So now I have a record player, and one of the things I got with that was a box set of Metallica's Master of Puppets, and it came with a couple records. So I was like, okay, cool. I'm gonna add to that, and I went to a record store today, and already I'm just like that asshole that just now only wants to listen to music on vinyl. So yeah, I mean, it's almost like it's almost a hipster thing to do, I guess, but fuck it, it's happened. So that happened. My girlfriend got me a Cam Jordan Pro Bowl jersey,
Oh, there you go.
which
I'm not emotionally invested in the Saints still, but we made the playoffs.
They did make the playoffs, and the Saints also sent quite a few people to the Pro Bowl this year that they'll hopefully not be playing in. But
Yeah. But anyway, we are a show that likes to get the people involved. So if you happen to just be looking on Facebook and we pop up, we have a live chat. We also have a number that you can reach us. It's 850. It's been so long. I forgot the-
976-7686.
Yeah, 976-7686. I forgot the number. It's been too long.
usually I'm the one that forgets the number, and you're
yeah,
the one that reminds
Say
me.
that number again.
977-7686.
No.
It's 907-7686.
Ding, ding, ding.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
850-907-7686. So you can call in. You can talk about my mustache, Schreiber's hair. We have
Does my hair look good or something? I haven't
no,
done
it's pretty
anything,
good. We have the NFL playoffs are just a week away. We had fantasy championships that just ended. Whatever you'd like to talk about, we can talk about other stuff too. There's been great movies that came out.
In case anyone forgets, it is right here. It's
yeah.
always been right there.
907-7686.
I think people forget to look.
Yeah. So,
Honestly, I forget to look. I'm not gonna lie.
absolutely.
Nobody's surprised by that.
Yeah, fair enough.
But yeah, so chime in. We're on the chat. We'll talk about anything. There's a President Trump. He's always a topic of
My
conversation.
boy Hunter Moore from the band Scream Out Loud had to mention that the stash is the show.
Nice, man. Well, I have to go see. Was it Scream Out Loud?
Yeah.
No, I'll have to go check them out and give them some props. Especially
Only if they grow mustaches.
you have to grow a mustache.
Well,
and then they-
Hunter Moore himself actually had quite an impressive mustache at one point in time.
Hey,
did.
apparently you're the star. I mean, you are the lead singer of the Underground Pub Show.
Because I don't have a band to sing for now, so now it's just the Underground Pub Show.
That's why we took a few weeks off. We couldn't book a gig. But Bobo will be
Almost
here
blacklisted,
eventually.
remember?
He is our third man on this
star.
tripod. Or actually, I mean, there's four of us, so it's not really a tripod. But you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
He's eventually going to show up and talk
I
about
thought there was
Star
some
Wars.
kind of dirty joke coming from that.
Yeah, I felt like the door
They
was
call
wide
me
open
the
for that.
tripod.
Yeah.
The door was wide open for that one.
I like to believe in family humor, so I don't like to take the low road.
You're so full of shit. Just shut up.
Shut
Well,
up.
I mean,
No,
especially with a stash like that. I mean, who can't agree with family humor?
no, that's just how it goes. So, well,
So,
yeah,
so,
chime
I mean,
in.
you ha-
Schreiber,
you-
go ahead, talk.
You had to at least think at one point in time with that mustache that I mean, it was like, okay, Aaron Rodgers would approve of this, right?
Yeah, I mean,
It had to occur at least once.
Do you have any nieces or nephews?
I do actually.
So now you're just by de facto creepo uncle.
I know I can't hang out with them, otherwise people might arrest me for being a creeper.
There's a reason why he stayed fucking.
You didn't need the mustache for that, my man.
he kept a low profile during the holidays,
All right, so this is I had handlebars, but I could not get them equal on both sides. So I said, screw it, I'm gonna go sell it, go mustache, and I think it's
Who
worked
wants a
out
mustache ride?
exactly.
I do.
And my boy Adam McFall from Arson Wave, gave me props on that stash though. He is my old wingman back in the day before he passed out in New Orleans.
Yeah, that did happen.
Yeah.
So I'm actually seeing a lot of love for the stash in the live chat. My
You know,
boy,
I think
my
it might
boy
be,
Shad
like,
from
sarcasm.
O'Charlie's says killer stash.
Just about all of them seem to be musicians.
Or dudes.
Well, no, my friend Chad, he actually he's just an employee that I've got over at O'Charlie's.
Yeah.
Not a musician, but Adam McFall, Hunter Moore, musicians definitely.
Well, we also did mention about UWF. We'll have to give props to my alma mater. They made it to the championship.
Yeah, Division II
almost
national
pulled it off.
championship.
It's the second year they've been playing. So.
Very first team ever in the history of Division II to make it to the championship game
In their
just
second
in their
years,
second, their second year.
And
ever.
and what's even more impressive about that run they had was in order to get there, they beat the number one seed in the playoffs. 'Cause I think UWF was one of the last seeds to was the last seed of the
they
playoffs.
barely squeaked in, right?
What's their coach's name? Is it Chiswick? Or
I can't remember, but he played for he coached for a North Carolina school for a while where he
Yeah,
did
he's gonna
relatively
get
well.
stolen away. I guarantee you that.
There's actually talk of a lot of players from UWF that might be transferring up. They've got a wide receiver whose name I remember hearing a lot when I was watching that national championship game. and apparently he's doing really well. He's somebody I know a lot of people. The quarterback has had a lot of good success with UWF. Obviously, I mean he got into the national championship this year. Mm-hmm. But yeah,
Joe Hill wants to know, where's the black guy?
The black guy is on the way.
Where is that black guy?
He's going to show up to fill the minorities out of here. But I mean, I'm a minority. He's a German. I don't know what Kenny's background
I'm not
is.
technically. The last name is German.
You're a Schreiber. You are a German.
Well, I did make a promo for the show that was trying to display how socially conscious we are here at the Underground Pub
That's
Show.
true.
That's what we do. I mean,
We don't discriminate.
and we don't offend, and we're.
I mean, outside of making jokes about recently deceased star pitchers, but
I have no idea what you're talking about.
that happened once.
That did not happen.
So,
I have no idea what you're talking about.
but anyway, there's a lot of good things talking about. Baseball, huge moves. Stanton is now a Yankee. He's back. Him and Judge are gonna crush the ball this
Pitchers
year.
going down in flames.
Yeah.
It's lots of good stuff. So we can chime in, talk about it, whatever, and we're gonna talk about stuff too. You don't have to ask for us to talk about stuff because we have lots of stuff to talk about.
Well, I mean, while Bobo's not here, I mean, we were kind of mentioning it earlier, but the Saints, they so far off. I say so far because it's been so long, but no, I mean,
Hunter Moore says he's on black eye time. Maybe he was stuck in a cuckold.
That's not right. Well, first of all, I was going to make I was going to say something about him being racist, but now I'm just giving more props for him. Even dude, he threw back the old throwback humor. With
He
the
did, yeah.
cuckold, man.
I will say Bobo was the one that introduced me to cuckolds.
I remember that coming up, and it's sounds like a fucking miserable thing to be a part of, but it's apparently requested pretty often.
Also, Joe Hill mentions that Schreiber means writer in German.
I actually knew that.
So
it was one of
Schreib.
it was one of the things that made me really want to become a quote unquote writer.
But we've yet to write anything for this show. This is all off the cuff.
Oh, this show has nothing to do with my writing.
Yeah,
I was referring to
we
lyrics.
could write
and,
stuff if we decide.
I was referring to the lyrics I wrote for my band and the articles I write for that website.
Yeah,
No, this is improv, son.
with this show, we talked about writing stuff, but it never happened. There's no pen to paper.
Every time
cusp.
we tried to always figure out a show ahead of time, like outside of just we'll cover this, we'll cover that, we'll cover this. Like if we tried to do more than that, it always ended up being this giant clusterfuck. We just kind of gave up on it. So.
Well,
I mean, literally, like, not even 5 minutes ago, I was like, all right, so cool. While nobody else wants to talk about something, we'll talk about the Saints. And, half a second later, we were on something else.
Judging by this live chat, I think we should just change the name of the show to Welcome to CJ Stash, right here on the BBK Multiverse Network.
this is CJ's mustache hour.
We know we're going to call this episode when we put the rerun on YouTube.
Yeah, well,
CJ Mustache Hour, starring
It's the
John
mustache
Schreiber,
for
Kenny
him.
Stanger,
and my
Bobo.
mustache.
And the man on black man time.
That's right. Okay, so Hugh Jackson saying he's actually going to jump in Lake Erie.
Yeah.
I mean, if that's what you got to do to prevent being 0-16, then gosh darn it, do it. And this guy, he's actually not on the block.
He's gonna be late too.
Like knowing their luck, he'll probably trip and like break his ACL on the way into the lake. I mean, like the Browns. Oh my God! Can you imagine being a Browns fan right now? It's got to be terrible.
Draft pick after draft pick, and and all these moves they make during the offseason, and nothing happens.
Yeah, and they got some quality players on that team too.
This year coming up, they've got 2 picks in the
top
top 5 or top four. Yeah,
top
you're right.
4.
Yeah. And yet somehow I don't expect the Browns to be much better next year. Like it's just.
Well, 2 quarterbacks have already said that the Browns have the first pick, which they do. They will not come out. They are going to stay in college. And I heard a car door slam, so I think Bobo will be here in a minute.
World where the Browns win a game, Bobo's on time, and CJ has no mustache.
It's upside down world.
It is a little bit.
You did mention the Saints. I will say we are 11-4. We are right there. We are in the
Hold on
playoffs.
just a second. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing the black man.
No, it's actually your kid.
Oh,
kids.
really? Well, that sucks.
Just kidding. There's no black guys here.
There's no black guys coming up yet. But no, yeah, the Saints, they're 11-4. Huge game this Sunday. They're playing the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in Tampa, and a win from the Saints will solidify a post wild card game in the playoffs and the NFC South Division. for the first time since 2011.
I don't know.
Bobo has just said that he's not even close. So
He's in the chat describing how not close he is to being on the show.
Well, I mean, he'll eventually be on the show. I will say
Hopefully.
Tampa Bay is that team that just pisses me off, man. Like they just are there to screw me over in every sort of the way. Like all they had to do is beat the Panthers and Falcons the last 2 weeks.
And they actually almost did against the Panthers.
The Falcons, which by
They're
the
winning
way,
that whole game.
for all the Falcon fans out there, and if you're watching, please chime in.
Yeah,
I would
please do.
love to hear you guys complaining about the refs in the last game, whereas 2 weeks ago the refs
yeah,
were
Bubba's
so
gonna be
terrible in the Saints game. Y'all
They
barely
didn't
won.
even have mustaches.
Yeah, they didn't have
They
mustaches.
didn't have mustaches, which is a
except
big
the female
problem.
ref had a stash.
She did.
And then against Tampa, they're holding down Cameron Brate at the very end of the game. There's no holding call whatsoever. Buddy Patrick Murray for the Bucks tries a kick, misses it right. That was bullshit. They should have stopped the clock for that. And then this past week against the Panthers, Jameis Winston had the ball in his hands, and then it was still a fumble. So the Bucks, God, man, God, I hate them.
Yeah.
I love them and I hate them. They are there to ruin my life.
Yeah, they're a pretty annoying team. But yeah, no, I know what you're getting at with I know what you're getting at with the Falcons fans that were complaining about the what seemed very one-sided officiating the game this past Sunday. Which even I'll admit it seemed. I mean, I think there was a period of time where there was 4 calls in a row on Atlanta.
Well, yeah, there was a 1st and 40, but I mean, when we're intercepting passes with our butts, you're not going to beat us. There's literally no chance. I mean, there's an ass interception.
But
there was ass fumble part 2. Y'all had 1st and goal several times.
Twice.
And Freeman got stuffed.
Yeah.
I
One
mean,
of
there
them
was,
resulted in a fumble.
yeah. I mean, it was a great game. I do have Falcon friends, so
But I mean,
I don't
I
want to talk
think-
too much crap. But
But the point you're getting at, or the point Saints fans have been getting at, is that while it did seem a little one-sided in that game, the week prior, or the couple weeks prior, the game in Atlanta on Thursday Night Football was quite the head scratcher himself. But other side of the coin, the Falcons were getting all the calls. In fact, we gave the Falcons 9 first downs in that game. Mm-hmm. 2 of our starting running backs got hurt. I mean, it's just one of those things where, it was frustrating if you're a Saints fan because it looked like the calls were going one way, and then a couple weeks later, it's frustrating if you're a Falcons fan because it looked like they were all favoring the Saints. Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I was absolutely furious after that Thursday night game.
yeah, it happens.
I was
But,
super pissed off about it. But I mean, but when it comes down to it, though, if you want to think clearly for a minute about the whole thing, who do you really think are the better teams between the two, between the Saints and the Falcons right now?
All right, I'm gonna
right now.
take off my homer glasses, and I will say the Saints are the better team.
Yeah,
And here's why: we outplayed them in that game where the refs were clearly against us. And if Breeze didn't throw that interception at the very end of the game, we had a good shot at winning. Whereas this last game, the Falcons weren't in that game at all.
No,
The Saints defense dominated them. Marshawn Lattimore was having a great game against Julio Jones. A lot of Julio Jones
Manti
catches.
Te'o was huge in that game.
Manti Te'o was playing like his girlfriend was being kidnapped. or,
Come
like-
on, that's enough. That's
no,
enough.
I mean like that's our right as Saints fans to
so
make
3
no.
fucking years ago. Shut
No, I'm
up.
saying like that's how it was. Like catfish aside, Manti Te'o played a fantastic game.
He did.
I don't want to see the Falcons again because I feel like I think
got
like
away
the
with-
Saints have a better chance against the Panthers than they do the Falcons, but I still think the Saints are the better team.
Yeah, I do too.
Between Kamara also went out the first drive of that Saints Falcons game on Thursday. With him, he's a matchup nightmare. It's going to be tough to beat the Saints. The Vikings are probably going to be the toughest challenge. The Eagles, man, I pray to play the Eagles with Nick Foles back there.
That's the team
negative-
that a lot of NFC playoff bound teams are kind of
Negative 11
their palates
yards
on.
in the fourth quarter. Mind you, I want to throw a big thank you to the Raiders because I was down 3 points I was up 3 points in a PPR league going against Alshon Jeffrey. 0 catches, 0 yards. So, attaboy Raiders.
Yeah.
Attaboy Raiders.
They did
And
something right this year for you.
I really feel like the Raiders did not want to win that game because they had every opportunity to do so. It was a very ugly
I don't know.
game.
There was some fuckery, man. Look,
There was some fuckery for sure.
dude, I'm getting sick of the fact that the NFL, that the refs are just allowed to manipulate the rules differently from one game, one play to the fucking next.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's just getting it's getting the whole interpretation of the rules is getting ridiculous.
Well,
Well, no one knows what a catch
like
is anymore.
one of those picks.
Yeah, the catches have become a big head scratcher, and I mean,
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like one of those picks, you know, the rule is you have to complete the possession to the ground, right? The catch has to be completed. All right. Well, in the pick, it was challenged. When the guy's going down, the cone of the ball hits the ground, right? The cone of the ball hits the ground. It
At the very end, yeah.
Right, it forces it up into his chest. I mean, that's what changed the course of the game, really, right? Because that's how they were able to kick that 3.
Yeah.
Forget that bullshit that happened, that fuckery at the end, whatever.
Yeah.
But that changed the whole course of the game. And the cone of the ball hit the ground, shoved the ball into his chest, and they still, after a replay, called it an interception. However, that wouldn't have been a reception, right?
Well, I feel like if it was the Patriots getting that call, it would
I
have
don't
been.
even want to talk about that because
I
that's,
mean,
even a
it's-
deeper
that's
into this.
But
even
there's
more of
a
a touchy
pattern
subject
that's
for Raiders
developing
fans, you
here.
know. But I mean, but what, like kind of what Kenny was saying, and it seems that the rules just keep changing all the time. We're not changing, but are very up for debate. I mean, the big one that's been the last couple of weeks, we had a poll for this on our Facebook group, was of course the Steelers game against the Patriots, where with the tight end. You guys know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah,
Are you sure?
yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I mean there was a
Yeah,
big.
sure.
Yeah, I got you.
Yep, we're with you.
You're saying stuff right.
A bunch of it.
Yeah, well, I mean, of course, you guys know what I'm talking about with the.
Jesse James.
Yeah,
I feel
Jesse
like you
James
said
with the-
yes 20 times to that question.
Yeah, with the Jesse James and the Steelers, he got the touchdown, and then it wasn't a touchdown. We made a poll about that. I haven't looked at it in a while, but I want to say at one point in time, a lot of people thought that it was a catch. I didn't think it was. At first, I thought it was when I saw the play, but after the replay, I understand why they called it a no catch. But
Yeah.
very controversial play, and I mean, the Steelers were certainly pissed off about it. But in my opinion, what the Steelers should have been more mad about in that game was what inspired 2 plays later. When Big Ben hiked the ball and threw the ball into triple coverage on a Pats defense, which, yeah, questionable sometimes, but the Pats just get lucky a lot. I would have just felt weird about it. I didn't think they should have done it.
Talking about when he was clocking it.
Well,
Yeah,
that
That was just terrible all around the board.
snap was bad. I mean, you could tell right when the snap happened that fuckery was ensuing. And instead of just throwing the ball away and just taking your chances with, kicking a field goal and going to overtime, he threw it into triple coverage, and we saw what happened after that. Patriots win again.
Well, you have one guy running a route. That was just nonsense all across the board. It was just silly.
It was very Big Ben-ish, Big Ben usually does a lot of great things, but sometimes he just does stuff that makes you think, like, what the fuck? And I was really upset about
Great
it.
with the ladies.
Yeah, he's
Oh,
great
yeah,
with the ladies.
absolutely.
Yeah,
Ladies, man.
He's got that going on for
We
him.
here at the Underground Pub Show are also interested in your fantasy stories. So if you have a bad fantasy losses or victories, chime in on the chat or the number 850-907-7686.
Call in now and talk to CJ's mustache. The number is 850-907-7686.
I lost the fantasy
Yeah.
championship by .28.
This
That's
number
less
right
than a
there.
point.
Call that
A
number.
point. I'm still
Yeah.
bummed about that.
Yeah, CJ. I mean, while we're waiting on Bobo, let's hear about that, dude, because this is pretty epic.
All right, so I had DeAndre Hopkins and the Steelers kicker going
And
in.
while
I
you're
was
doing
down
this, I'm gonna go
23
pee.
points. So this is the me talking about my fantasy show.
I've heard this 1,000 times.
But anyway, yeah. So I lost by .28. That is absolutely ridiculous. I've never had a loss that bad. DeAndre Hopkins missed the 2-point conversion. They couldn't kick the ball. It was just rough, man. It was just a very rough game. And that's a team that has Kareem Hunt, Zeke Elliott, Kamara, and it was like one of the worst losses I ever had. So other than that, I'm by myself on the show, so I can talk about whatever I want. Kenny's joining me right now.
I'm here. You're not by yourself anymore.
Well, good. Well, thank you for joining me. And yeah, I ended up there was, a little bit of redemption with the Alshon Jeffrey thing, but to lose by less than a point, that's just rough. So if anybody else wants to chime in with their losses, let me know. What's this place to cry? Or
I'm paying attention.
happens
So if it just
I
happens,
like this, by the way. I like the setup. It's nice.
I noticed now, since there's so much on the other side that the camera was, you weren't actually off scene. I fucked up with the cameras.
Oh, I just felt like I was like.
Well,
off
no, let's
kilter for a
just
while.
go with I'm wrong here.
Okay, I'm okay with
I don't
that.
understand why the fuck you would even argue that.
I mean, you're not always wrong. You're right. Like I have a lot of things that are wrong.
I'm thinking about bringing a show back, by the way. Something
what,
to chat about while we're waiting on.
the PMVN show.
Yeah. I'm thinking about. I don't know about bringing the Pimpy Cast back. One of the main reasons I stopped doing the Pimpy Cast is there was a lot of work that went into that, right? Booking guests, fucking. There was a big scheduling nightmare.
Also, you had to have those guests actually like do their part. You know?
Exactly,
and
a lot of them didn't. I mean, we had a lot of great local bands on that did, and we got a lot of good views. And then we had some bands that they thought, they'd come on the show and not give a fuck if they wouldn't share it, they wouldn't do anything.
Yeah.
So I mean, the whole idea is you help us get this show big, and then you get exposure as well. So it's, you scratch my back, I scratch yours.
But there's no back scratching going on if it's one-sided.
Yeah, and it was very one-sided, and it got tiring, it got exhausting. I was putting a lot into that show and not getting anything back. But But I was actually thinking about just doing a general talk, like something like this. Of course, it'd be different. It wouldn't be. It wouldn't have so much sports in it and stuff like that.
Star Wars.
I was kind of waiting for Bobo to get here to get into the Star Wars thing.
No, well, yeah, obviously.
Yeah, we can do that. We can wait for him.
He doesn't have much to say about the playoffs this year, so.
What, like the playoffs? Like, what do you mean the playoffs? Like
The playoffs.
Playoffs?
Is this a napkin?
No, that's a.
No, that's my that's my my official.
I have to go get a napkin.
YouTube partnership.
Oh yeah, you do.
You got, dude. I sat down and the show just went to shit. Everybody's getting up and going away. So what else is going on, man?
Well, I mean, it's been 3 weeks since we've done a show, like with the holidays and stuff. It was just, family this, family that. I'm kind of glad. I'm actually really glad to be back here today. Last 3 weeks were just long, and I mean, don't get me wrong, I like the holidays for what they are and stuff, but,
Yeah.
like especially after you start having kids, it's just you have to think about it more and stuff like that.
Yeah, kids really make you hate the holidays, huh?
Yeah, kind of.
No, dude, family in general, dude. The more family you have around you during the holidays, the more the chances of disaster are gonna occur. You know what I mean? Like,
No, I actually know exactly what I mean because I witnessed it on Christmas Eve.
Right,
I'm
like,
not going
I
to talk
don't-
about it on the air, but
I don't go to my old lady's family's house. My side of the family that lives here in town, they actually went out to where the rest of my family is in Los Angeles and or in California, and that's where they spent their Christmas,
Yeah.
and that was fucking awesome for me because the percentage of some sort of domestic altercation went down in droves. You know what I mean?
There you go.
The more people that I was able to remove from the Christmas equation, if you will.
my I mentioned earlier my girlfriend, her mother, she like is one of the sweetest ladies alive. Like she always like really outdoes herself on Christmas, and it's like shocking every year. Like I said, this year she got me a record player, and like I mean she like literally invented a new hobby for me. Like within a day, I'm already buying records and stuff. Like it's just.
That's lame.
Well, that's the point of the gift. Is that
I mean, but dude, it totally works. I mean, see, I always thought the whole like getting into vinyl thing was like just whatever. It's dead technology. But no,
It is.
I'm like that asshole now that actually like listening to old records now. Like
No.
I bought a Black Sabbath album today, an old one.
You're like Mark Maron. You ever watch his show? Maron?
Yeah, I do want to say though, guys, before the Star Wars talk does happen when Bobo gets here, Chad has requested no spoilers in the episode tonight.
have you seen Empire Strikes Back? If you have, you've seen the majority of this last movie that
just
just came
spoiled
out.
it. No.
I mean, that's not a spoiler.
Not
I mean,
really,
it's
yeah.
just
But Kenny, what were you talking about now?
I don't remember.
Mark somebody?
Oh yeah, dude, that was just kind of in passing. You really going back to that?
Oh well, because I kind of cut you off by accident.
I
but,
feel
yeah.
like
That's
like you're. I sit down and you're wanting me to command the direction of the show, and I feel like that's not really fair. I mean, I don't ask too much of you guys. I do just about everything for you, and now I sit down and you want me to run the fucking show too.
Oh well, okay, I got you.
You know what I got for Christmas?
What'd you get?
Vacation.
Yeah, that's always
a
nice.
full week's vacation, and it's the very first time I've had one since July of 2016. So
Very nice, very nice.
I haven't
Nice.
gotten anything done. I've played a lot of fucking video games. I've been Xboxing like a motherfucker. I can tell you that.
Oh yeah, I know.
That's been really, really dope.
Like PS4 was the big product this year, right? I saw a lot of people talking about having
I don't
PS4s
know. I'm not
now.
a fanboy. I went with Xbox because
You stick to what you know.
I like my mini SNES. I played that a lot. Super Mario World. It's awesome.
My roommate Mike got like those remake of the Sega Genesis and Nintendos that you just plug right into your TV.
Yeah, they had those at
Like,
Bed Bath and Beyond.
really?
I've been using those for years. They're called emulators, and now they just package them in a pretty little thing that looks like the old console, and they sell it
But
for
it's
a shitload of
miniature,
money.
so it's cool.
Right.
Yeah, as opposed to being this big, they're this big now.
Yeah, it's awesome. By the way, The Disaster
Convenient.
Artist
Fucking
is a
marketing
fantastic
scam.
movie.
The
If you
Disaster Artist,
Has everybody
yeah.
seen that? James Franco
I have.
deserves some sort of award because he is spot on as Tommy Wiseau.
Ooh, I've got a good movie that I
Yeah?
just watched. There's a new Will Smith movie that's
Bright?
on
Bright?
Netflix called Bright. That movie is the shit.
I've heard it's great.
I've seen the first hour. It
yeah, it is a 2-hour movie. It is a 2-hour movie.
Yeah, there's
I've
like
heard it's got the
orcs
music of
and
Cannibal
fairies.
Corpse in it.
It's yeah. It's like there's orcs, right? So the orcish music is like, of course,
Death metal.
right, and black / death metal hardcore stuff. Of course, it's gonna be right.
Were there
Yeah,
any?
that makes sense.
Were there any orchestras in that?
Oh god, that's almost as bad as my Missouri joke. Like,
If I was at the production desk, I'd do the rim shot right now.
You get it? Orchestra.
I just saw some headlights over there, so we might be having a Bobo appearance here soon.
We went from.
I'm gonna have to adjust that camera.
lost
then
viewers
before he
to
sits
that
down.
joke.
I was just noticing that.
Yeah, I'm a little off kilter here, but that's what we're doing here.
But no,
We're back.
Yeah, we're back, and
We're back.
And every time we take a break, our first show, you've always kind of got to give us a slap on the wrist for that one. But no, I mean the Disaster Artist, it was great though. Like I really liked it.
It was better than Star Wars.
All right, our
Was it
producer
better than
just
Star
showed up.
Wars? Yeah,
Our producer showed up.
Yep, there he is.
there's the producer.
All right, he's here.
And he's about to go sit in my chair too, ain't
that's
he?
right.
He damn sure is.
Yeah, what's up, man?
All right, let me jump
What's going
up.
on, guys?
Let the man have
Let's
his seat. All right, come on,
We were
Bubba.
waiting for you to talk about Star Wars. We purposely waited.
There's a spoiler issue that I can't talk about.
Well, we don't have to get in
I almost forgot to take the headphones
spoiler
off.
details.
Yeah, we don't have to do spoilers, but
Okay, let's just do it. If you're watching this show,
we'll let them sit down first, and get comfortable.
well, I mean, I'm just getting a preface. He doesn't have to sit down for the preface.
fair enough.
If you are watching this show
I've never heard that
on your
term,
toy,
pre-face. Is that like right before the cum
The
face?
preface like during the show.
the preface is there before the regular face. If you're here, you're watching our preface. There might be a spoiler coming up on Star Wars, so be prepared.
Wait,
All of us-
turn that shit down.
All of us have seen the movie for the most part. We will spoil it.
I want to get back to this preface conversation.
Yeah, I mean,
honestly.
I'm kind of over like Star Wars already now.
Right,
It's-
let's
it's
talk
a
about
pre-face.
So it's like a pre-cum face. 'Cause
No,
that's
there's
what I-
it's before the face.
the pre-vinegar strokes.
No, there's
That's a good one.
this is a family show and you're ruining it. I'm just talking about a preface. There are spoilers to Star Wars. We'll talk about porgs. We'll talk about Kylo Ren. We'll talk about that dude that's in the chair that's really old. He's kind of like the Emperor, but not really. And then we'll talk about Luke Skywalker, who's in it. Luke Skywalker's in the movie.
Who?
Luke Skywalker.
Who is Luke?
Luke Skywalker is the dude that voices Joker.
Oh, okay, him. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Mark
Okay,
Hamill
gotcha.
does not have a mustache.
That's true. I think he did for one movie though.
He had himself quite a beard in this one. Definitely had some facial hair going on.
Yeah,
A
absolutely.
lot. And he didn't seem very fond of spoiler alert. Getting handed a whatchamacallit, lightsaber.
You can't talk about it unless you're going to spoil it. There's like no.
Well,
I
did-
mean,
I did
you
say
can
no
talk
way
about it
for
without
Wow.
spoiling it
I can't. Tell me how.
by not going into full detail.
About what? So
Uh,
there's
okay.
there's space and there's spaceships and they
okay.
shoot blasters and. I
So-
can't even
and-
I was about to
yeah.
mention something about gasoline. I can't even mention that. That's
Well-
a plot point.
And at
Well,
one point in
guess-
time,
yeah.
the bad guy says to shoot all your guns at that man right there. Best scene.
Well, okay, so like
That shit was too
let's talk
funny.
about comparisons first of all. So there's Empire Strikes Back, and then there's this movie.
Well,
Empire Strikes
snow
Back.
was one thing. There was some snow.
Empire Strikes Back's basically about the Empire. They're winning the fight, and then the rebels are retreating. And then in this movie, the First Order is winning the fight, and the rebels are retreating.
Do you know what you know what it felt like to me? You have your Empire Strikes Back, very, very first scene where the Star Destroyers appear above Hoth and they plan their invasion.
Yeah,
And then they land and then they attack when the Nets come in. This movie was basically like they took that very first scene and then split it in half and then put a new movie in the middle of it and two bookshelves
It's
where
like Booksmart.
they just appear and then they're on the ground and that's in
In a
trenches.
world where they
And
smell
put-
even worse on
and
the
they threw a
inside.
casino and some animals that with floppy ears
This
Yeah.
and
the
all that
casi-
stuff in the middle of it.
the casino scene was where like
See, we're spoiling already. Look at that. That's how quickly we went to spoil.
There's a scene in a casino,
Yeah,
guys.
there's a scene in a casino. But anyways, when that happened, like I'm not gonna lie, like a part of me was like almost like, am I still watching Star Wars? Like
It went,
like
into,
it
it
really.
went into a whole different movie. And don't get me wrong, I enjoy them actually. Like, here's the thing with Star Wars is that you hear me complain a lot, and like this is probably why I like this one more than most of my scenes so far. Mm-hmm. Which, by the way, I haven't mentioned that I don't hate this movie.
Yeah, I didn't either.
A lot of fanboys do, but here's why I don't, because they actually did try. It was a little clunky at times, but they actually tried
Something
to
new.
expand and,
Yeah.
and throw out some new. They aren't all that great. They sometimes fuck up a little bit.
Yeah.
And and guess what? The other guys fucked up too. You just didn't realize it because you were 4 years old. But Yoda fucked up. Yoda had a Darth Vader. No, hold on. Yoda had Anakin on his watch, and so did and then freaking
CJ has
Liam
a
Neeson?
mustache.
and then
Bobo was hating on something for a change.
and
What
yeah.
the fuck is going on around
Obi-Wan
here?
literally he screwed up. He went and hid in the middle of nowhere for 20 years after the whole debacle with Luke and all that.
He
And
even,
then
mentioned,
Luke-
he even mentioned he had not been called Obi-Wan in a very long time.
And then
Because
Luke
he-
did the same thing.
Yes, they all.
Yeah.
He did these. That's why everyone was like, a Jedi would never do that. Bitch,
It was the first movie.
That's what the Jedi's do. Yeah.
Any of them, I did, and I don't even advocate them as much as these guys do. It's like they forgot their own lore. I'm like, how? What are you talking about? Someone said it to me in real life. I was like, nigga.
It finally happened.
That's how offended I was. Like, how
We
can
finally drove Bobo to saying the N-word on the Underground Pub
I
show.
said, how the hell could you say that? The entire basis of Star Wars is that Obi-Wan hid in the desert for 20
Yeah.
years.
Exactly.
Luke hid out for like 12 a weekend.
On
It
an
wasn't that
island. It
long.
was an island with
It wasn't
porgs
that
and
long.
like
Yeah.
whatever the hell those
There
things were.
They had like flight paths to it.
And they had the island had its own maids. Remember?
Yeah.
Like the people that the
That
people
was
that
actually. I thought it was pretty funny. The
I-
press
I-
of the
yeah.
thing, I was thrown off a little bit. I didn't know what was
Like,
happening. I was
a
like,
little bit, yeah. But I mean,
why is that there? But
Why was the porg flying with Chewbacca at the end of the movie? Like he was just like okay with the porg. Like the porg serves
you
no
liked
reason.
them. You liked them initially.
Yeah,
You
like
know
the-
why they did that? People like you that like shit like
They
that.
sold toys. That was the whole point. Is create this character to sell toys.
Exactly.
And then
He-
there's
he-
like
hey, man, that porg really added to that character. The scene where it screamed really loud when something flew past the Millennium Falcon.
I like the face
That was
smash
a
part
big
of the
deal.
porg, and I did like the eating pork part.
Yeah,
that was
it's
pretty.
like-
That
Yeah,
made me laugh.
that was good.
That was pretty funny.
I will actually agree with you, Bobo. I liked this one better. I liked this one better than Force Awakens, and a
did
lot
too.
of my friends that are Star Wars nerds hated it, and I was like, I liked it. I
Like,
thought it was
Rogue
fun.
One people hated this movie, and I hate Rogue One, and I hate people that like Rogue One. So it all made sense.
Rogue One is one badass scene. That's what that movie is to me. It's like it's one badass scene
Star
and then a
Wars
bunch of
And
nonsense like in the
thing
middle.
is, Rogue One just forgets itself so much. Like the Chinese guy that can fight 12 people blind, but then he can't fight 2 people blind. I'm like, fuck off. I'm done with this movie.
I know, like the movie. Like when I saw Rogue One, it's like an hour and 45 minutes into the movie, and I could not tell you a single character's name.
No, I can't tell you.
I couldn't tell you what their backstory was, why they were there.
It was basically a big.
can't
It was
tell
basically
you-
a big lead up to a mission that we all knew was going to happen.
I
Yeah, I
can't tell
understand
you
that.
why
Yeah.
it would have set AT-ATs on the beach. Why would you use AT-ATs on the beachfront? What? That makes no sense. You don't have a beachhead with AT-ATs walking around the fucking beach. That alone just confused the fuck out of me. Anyway, back to the movie at hand.
Kylo Ren, like I
I like
can't
the new
see
ki-
him and take him seriously. I just think about the dude from
I
Girls.
like Ren. I like.
He's kind of weak.
No, he's not. Well, even if he is,
If
it's
anything,
cool because
he's making
the Star
people
Wars.
believe that he's weak.
It's a Star Wars character that's not freaking extremely one way or the other. It's
You know,
not
I mean,
like
he
a-
is kind of like
It's not like I'm the best, baddest bad man.
Let's put it this way: he's
He's
emotionally invested in
He's
what
just
he's
a
doing.
really he's just out there
One way or
and different.
another.
He's a person. He's a person with Sith powers. He's not like Darth
Yeah.
Vader. Almost seemed like he was too beyond being just like this as a kid. It's this crazy mythical.
It's,
way
and Darth Vader did. I mean, spoiler, I guess if you've never seen Return of the Jedi, but Darth Vader does kind of like out of nowhere, like go from like being such a fucking dickhead throughout the entire trilogy to like in the last 20 minutes being like, oh, never mind, I'm a good guy now, you know, like
Anyway,
that does kind of happen, like.
I don't. At the end of the day, I don't think it was that bad of a movie. I might even buy it. I haven't bought a single Star Wars movie since like
Empire.
any of this. Yeah, basically, I bought that on VHS, like limited edition VHS shit. That's the last thing I ever bought.
Oh yeah,
No.
since before you got here, I now have a new
Record
hobby
player?
of record players.
I was
yeah.
listening.
Oh yeah, that's right. You
Sounds
were.
pretty dope.
Hey, y'all got a new coach. That's happened since we saw each other
Oh,
last.
we're talking about football too?
Yeah, we'll talk about whatever.
We,
like,
we do have football going on
I'm just
today.
seeing you.
too.
I'm like thinking Florida.
Yeah,
Dan
Dan
Mullen.
Mullen.
Yeah.
From Florida, quarterback coach. People call him a quarterback whisperer. I don't really care about all that stuff because that's what they used to say about McElwain, and he was not anyone. He was the only thing he was whispering was wasting it out of Gainesville. But I like the fact that I actually know the dude. You know what I mean? Like I actually know him. I know what he's done.
So
He's
you
got
like you like
a
it
good
better
track.
than Chip Kelly?
Like Chip Kelly to me was. I even mentioned this before even was no longer a thing. He just seems to be like a weird dude. The things he did in like Philadelphia and not so much San Francisco, but Philadelphia was just
Kind of off the wall a
fucking
little
weird.
bit.
I was like, this dude's still out there, man. I don't really know. And then all these
Yeah.
like, locker room things about him. Which
Y'all got
make the
a
players
top
not like
quarterback
him.
prospect from.
Yeah, we got
whatever.
our 4-star. God, his name escapes me right now. Emery.
Yeah, as long as he can throw the ball 10 yards
Well,
down the field. I
basically,
think.
he can throw the ball in the forward motion and it goes that way instead of that way or back that way.
Or like someone's feet.
yeah,
Like,
I prefer that.
yeah, I mean, I am all for Florida being good again. You know, I live in Florida. I like the teams that do well. It's kind of shitty that, you know, Florida and Florida State were both terrible in the same year. I mean, Miami had a good year, but other than that.
Florida State did win their bowl game today against the mighty Southern
Yeah, they
Miss.
played a daytime bowl game the 27th of December.
in,
There you go.
in Shreveport, Louisiana.
Awesome.
No less.
I didn't even know that game was happening today, so that's
Yeah.
how far off.
They-
Neither did
uh,
Southern Miss or Mississippi State. Who
It was
or Old Miss?
Southern-
right?
it was Southern Miss.
Someone from Mississippi that's golden. I don't know.
It was the Golden Southern. It was Brett Favre's old team,
Yeah,
Southern Miss. Yeah, they beat them 42-13. I think it was.
That's crazy. I literally did not know that even happened
That's
today.
like,
Yeah.
how long do you
Going
think bowl
down.
games are gonna? I know I'm going all over the place, but how long does it take until like literally bowl games is no longer relevant at all? I mean, I don't think they are now.
I mean, they
I
already
mean,
are. I mean,
they-
like,
they- pretty
Playoffs,
much-
what's the point?
They pretty much haven't been making.
Are they making any money now? Generating any fans?
Oh well, yeah, a little bit because it still apparently does well for those actual colleges. They
It
still
just
they
seems silly to me.
they still go to the games, and a lot of those, like, you know, who gives a fuck bowl games, not all but a lot, are played in small stadiums anyway, so it generates a little bit for something that would potentially be doing nothing anyway. So there's that. I mean, of course, then there's the big thing that, you know, all these companies have put all their names into their into these bowl games. So
Some of the names I was reading, there's a Cherry Bombs, Cherry Soda, Cherry Aid, Cherry Man. Some of the names of these bowls are really
Yeah.
ridiculous.
no, they're very ridiculous. I mean, the one that was in Mobile, well, it's now just the GoDaddy. Well, I think it's even changed from then, but it was the GoDaddy.com bowl for a while, and before that was the Mobile, Alabama bowl. I mean, it's just whatever bowl game they have between two teams to play one last game, and for somebody to get advertising out there, which it kind of does everybody favors. And at the end of the day, like these games still get minor ratings because, you know, if you're sitting at a bar on Wednesday night in the month of, you know, December or early January, it's nice to have football on. And even if it's a crappy game that nobody cares about, at least it's there. Like that's why these games aren't just gonna go away. Like they serve a purpose, I guess.
Quick question about stadiums. Has anyone heard what's going on in Pensacola for New Year's Eve? Or I heard that
With the Wahoo's New Year's Eve celebration.
so
with,
is it gonna? So they're not doing it downtown no more.
No, I'm glad you brought this up. No, it's
That
not
was
going.
actually a request from my dad was asked. I was like, I'll ask the show because
You-
I don't know.
That'd be
Yeah.
nice because downtown's
No.
like too crowded.
No, it's not. It's not nice. It's
Think
actually
the
it's-
stadium will be more accessible.
It
I
doesn't-
think so because it's been like butt to like
gentlemen,
elbow. Like,
gentlemen, it doesn't matter. What's going on at the Wahoo Stadium on New Year's Eve this year? I mean, I'm a Pensacolian, and my show is in Pensacola. And
we're all
I'm-
Pensacolians.
Yeah.
We live here.
Okay, fair enough.
Welcome to the Service Industry Pensacola Facebook group. We
Yeah,
are
right.
sharing officially in there, so we're all in the service industry.
what's up?
So if you
Okay,
have any
but
questions-
here's why I'm almost embarrassed by my city.
So you
for
know
how-
what's happening.
Yes,
You
I know what's happening,
okay.
and it is ridiculous. What they're doing is they had the Pelican drop in downtown Pensacola, which I always thought, like, even though it's crowded and kind of annoying, I think it does great for local business. I liked what they were doing overall. That's not happening this year. They're doing it at the Wahoo Stadium, and the big kicker, and I'm not lying, gentlemen. Everybody Google this after I say it. The Pelican drop will not be at midnight.
It's at 8 o'clock. Right?
8 p.m.
That's what my dad was asking.
8 p.m. That's
I don't
happening.
understand what
So
that means.
what are they doing at midnight? Are they just doing fireworks?
Nothing. Like, I mean, like, there will be fireworks because some local businesses thought this is fucking ridiculous and chimed in together to make sure that there's still going
Why
to
are
be
they
some
doing
celebrating.
that?
But exactly. I mean,
Fucking goddamn Donald Trump.
exactly. I mean, it's
How's Trump have something to do with
it's
it?
got to
it's
somehow.
happening now.
And Trump's it all.
Yeah, it's got
I
to
wasn't-
somehow.
That's
But
what
no,
I'm saying.
we're having a New Year's Eve celebration when it's still 2017. Like, I
That's
mean,
about that. Does it start at 8? I was like, that doesn't make any sense.
Well,
No,
maybe
it
there's
makes
another
no
time
sense.
zone that's already in the New Year's. At
it
that
makes
point.
no sense. Like, all the schools are out right now. I mean, why are you bringing your kids downtown for New Year's?
'Cause I thought they
Cheap
had
plug.
like a
I'll be downtown at
I thought they
Global
had
Grill,
like
the
a
best
family,
restaurant
like a family
downtown.
drop,
Very cheap
and
plug.
then
Come
at
see
midnight
us at
they'll
Global
have
Grill.
an adult drop. But it's
No,
just
it's just
a family drop,
it's just the one drop at 8 p.m.
So downtown.
So after
you
you
can still go
after you
downtown.
celebrate 2018, you still got a couple of hours of 2017 left to reflect on. Like,
Well, I
So you
mean,
can
there's
go
plenty of things to
downtown,
do
but there's
downtown.
No party like set up in the street.
there is plenty of things to do downtown, but
Like go to Global Grill.
like go to Global Girl. Shut the fuck up.
But there's no party going on, right?
But
It's
no, I mean,
just-
don't get me wrong. I'm sure downtown is going to be flooded. with
yeah.
people.
But
Flooded
it's
with
not the
people.
same as what we're used to.
But there will be no Pelican drop. Let's put it in that way.
Yeah.
There'll
I
be no
kind of
Pelican
like it
drop.
because it'll space people out. I mean, every time I've gone, it's been like
See,
elbow to elbow.
Yeah,
Really?
I get that.
right up front, maybe.
I get that, CJ. That like it might be more comfortable for the average local goer, but
Yeah,
it's
a
good.
deluxe
It's,
gallery
it's
night.
good to.
We got
look-
a lot of space
it's-
to utilize.
It's good. It's good to look like a good metropolitan area
stadium?
and like actually have a lot of people there.
Well,
I
no,
think
just
you're
like
right.
throughout the whole
Yeah.
downtown.
I don't know what CJ's talking about right now.
Yeah, I
Then
mean,
what else is new?
How is the stadium? How is the stadium going to be not packed, but the street is packed?
I don't know.
Well,
I'm not
it's like-
going because I'm going to celebrate New Year's Eve.
And where's the
at
Pelican going to
midnight?
be at? Like on home plate?
Probably
the
like
outfield.
in that outfield there,
Yeah.
where they do the fireworks at.
This is all sounding dumb.
It is dumb, dude. It's very
Come
You have to pay
downtown
to
to
go in there?
Pensacola to see the Pelican
You have to
drop
pay
at
to go in
8.
there, though, right? It's free to go in, I'm sure.
No,
Right.
actually, you do have to pay.
You have to
What?
pay to
You
see the
pay.
Pelican drop?
I think.
Like a
so.
can of soup for the goodwill.
Well, like I said, don't quote me on this. That part
Like
I don't
New
know
Year's
about,
soup?
but
A bowl of good old New Year's soup.
I actually don't know. I actually don't know if you have to pay or not. But regardless, I just think that's really, really retarded. Like doing
It
the
was something,
doing the
man.
Pelican drop to celebrate the New Year's when it's still not the year's. I mean it.
Who thinks of this?
Like,
That's our like.
the sad thing is, I don't think we're the first ones to do this. We're
it
the
city
first.
planners?
We're the first.
well, we'll never be the first to do anything. But as the city planners come up with this, whose idea is this?
I don't know, but for some reason the city was not too huge on doing the Pelican drop downtown for
Well, they've
various
hated.
reasons. People having fun. They've hated that for a while in this town. But yeah.
They just shows back. They've been wanting to get rid of gallery night for years too. One of the guys, Mr. Viscag or something like that, has been trying to get rid of gallery night.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
You like gallery night?
How
how about as an employee working downtown?
As an
Isn't that
employee on
beneficial to
gallery
you?
night, I make about the same amount of money and I work twice as hard. And
That doesn't sound sexy.
yeah,
no,
so
no.
you know, I'm okay with. I mean, like
Whenever
We-
I worked downtown at intermissions, I hated it too. But the overall idea behind it, I don't have a problem with.
I mean, it's fun. People can walk around with their drinks and whatnot, but you know, like I said, I'm biased. I'm in the industry. I work harder and I make about the same amount of money.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
I have an idea.
don't work hard.
No, next week I'm jumping a little. I'm trying to catch up because I was late and I apologize. But how about next week we dedicate the entire show to the Star Wars movie discussion? And
Yeah.
encourage everyone out there to watch
Go see it, yeah.
And spoilers will be mentioned.
Yeah, next week we're going to talk about Star Wars
Until
and
we're
spoilers.
done talking about it, which will make take the whole show.
So I have to watch it again. I mean, like,
Well, here's the
I
thing.
mean,
here's the only
If
issue.
it wasn't a marathon watch, I might do that. It's 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
My God.
Here's the only issue with that. Like, you know, we tend to jump topics pretty quickly in this show. We've done it
No.
already quite a few times in tonight's show. And yeah, we can talk about Star
Well, I
Wars
just
all
think
we
let's exhaust it. Let's just talk as much
Well,
as we can.
we
and be
can
done.
we can talk about Star Wars as much as you want next week, but I mean,
We have
but
bowl games to talk about too, though.
the national champ or the playoffs are this weekend in college
Finally,
football.
that shit takes so fucking ever.
I know, yeah. Even though it's only been a couple weeks since
Almost
they
like it's
announced
another
it,
season.
What's
It's
that?
been a long time.
It's been 3 weeks since they announced the bowl games or the playoff spaces.
That's a whole
spots.
month.
Yeah, a whole month. Basically a whole month. Yeah.
People get
But-
people get a quarter of a child in their baby.
Well,
in that
obviously,
time.
we're going to be talking a little bit about that. So, I mean, we've only got a little bit of time left for the show tonight. So let's let's dive into that real quick before we
Before you do that, can I mention to Bobo, since you're a social media guy, the Baltimore Orioles just told all their fans that if they don't like what they post, to unfollow them on Twitter, and that they can basically suck it. How great is
Are
that?
they trolling that? Are they trolling? Or
You know, I don't know. I mean, I don't really know like exactly what they're posting right now. I
Does the
mean,
Orioles normally post stuff like that?
I don't know. I don't follow the Orioles.
By
but
the way,
this kinda
Bobo,
makes
the
me
Baltimore
wanna
Orioles
follow
are a
it.
baseball
Questions, I
team.
Yeah.
They're a baseball
Like-
team in the Major League Baseball.
Oh, okay.
Schreiber,
That's
can you
another
name
update.
one player on
They,
the Baltimore Orioles?
I can't
Are they
name
the
like 5
ACLS
Major League
or the
Baseball players anyway.
NCLS?
So
They're the AL.
the ACLS.
Yeah. So they have Manny Machado. That's probably their best player.
we
right?
we did just have
NLCS.
just letting you guys out there know we
Cal
did have just
Ripken
somebody.
Jr.
Yeah, there you go, Cal Ripken Jr. We did just have Jimmy Bobo post on the live chat saying that the family-friendly event, which is free to the public, will take place from 5 to 8 p.m. on December 31st.
And
for the
then,
Pelican
and
Drop.
then you just take your ass downtown, I guess, and just sit there.
And you're already
drink
there,
on the
so
side of the
yeah.
road. Well, you are already there, but
Let's put it this
I
way.
don't
I,
understand it. I don't understand it.
I'm not going. Let's put it in that way.
I'm sure they'll do something at midnight.
Well, people
They
with
I was
have
children
to.
wondering
will-
why that comment was so late, and then I realized what his last name was, and it all made sense.
Yeah.
Children
That's-
that young. If I don't know, would you hang
That's
out
funny.
with children that young?
get that.
At that thing there. Would
I
you-
mean, he
I
would.
don't-
He has a kid.
Would you go with your
Um.
kid to hang out?
Well, me and Denise, we'll be able to go out.
5
That,
to 8.
we're not going to. We're going to go to that because our kid will actually be watched by our grandparents that night. So, or her. I'm sorry, my kid's grandparents. But no, I mean, if I'm going to take my kid out for New Year's Eve, I'm going to give him the New Year's Eve experience. Go fuck yourself, CJ.
You do that all the time.
I know it's okay.
Just don't take your kid anywhere near the mustache.
Yeah, I'm going to keep away from
Hey man,
mustaches.
can I babysit your
But-
kid, bro?
Dude,
But no, I mean,
there is you can pay for the private party for $20.
But I don't know. I just think it's a little silly celebrating New Year's before it's not even New Year's Eve. It just seems to defeat the whole purpose. If you're gonna take your kids out on New Year's Eve, give them the experience.
Why
And
are you
just-
going to take
and
your kids out on New Year's Eve?
Because I mean, some people like to do that. I'm totally fine with that. Just make sure you take care of them and give them the experience. Don't take them to something that ends before the New Year's actually happens.
Before
it's
the
fucking
show lets
stupid.
out, remind people to go, because I'm pretty sure nobody has yet, but put money on the fund to send the Underground Pub Show.
Oh
to-
yeah,
to
send
London.
us to London next year.
We need to
The
start
Go
pump-
the Go the
yeah,
GoFundMe's
refresh
out there.
that.
We're gonna
Hey.
refresh it on the group
How much
page
money
in
is it
our
made?
When,
0.
That's unfortunate.
hey, this is gonna kind of sound like off kilter since I'm a Jew. When is it okay to stop saying Merry Christmas? Like, what is the
You don't
rule?
have to say Merry Christmas. You can say whatever you
No,
want.
I'm just saying, like, I like
The-
today at work, I heard people say Merry Christmas to each other.
Oh,
and-
even once Christmas is done,
yeah, like literally, people are still saying
you
Merry
say Happy
Christmas.
New Year. Or yeah,
I say Happy New Year.
The-
Until
the-
New Year's
because
done.
I'm not
What,
an idiot.
what makes me
That's the
believe
point.
that people would still say that to you that are especially in a public setting, and I'm not defending this, I'm just explaining why I think it is because they may be from out of town and
What
they're
town are
visit-
they from? It's like Back to the Future
like,
stand?
like visiting somebody from out of town, and they're like as because they were there for Christmas, and while they're leaving
Todd
dinner or
Gurley's
whatever,
is
You
saying,
say
not
you're-
Brady.
all right, well, it's good seeing you again. Merry Christmas. But no, I get it. Trust me. I,
Like,
think
I mean,
it's stupid, too.
it's
I'm saying
December
that's probably
27th. Why are you
that's probably
saying-
why people are saying it still.
I mean, okay, like I'm not trying to be like angry
Because
Jew over
tis
here.
the
Like
season.
I'm just saying, like as soon as Halloween's over, people start saying Merry Christmas. I get it, whatever, blah blah
Oh,
blah.
happy
But like,
New-
why
yeah.
are we still saying it? Like, it just doesn't
I
make sense to
don't.
me.
If people do, they're just weird.
Yeah,
Tell them how you feel.
I
I'm
just
not-
say,
The rant of the angry.
No,
I
I'm
just say
just-
happy
hey.
holidays. That seems to but I mean, or I could
You
say
mean
happy
after
Yule.
Halloween's done.
Like-
After Christmas,
We- well-
the 26th of December.
Yeah.
you
You
don't
gu- you
say
guys
Merry
know-
Christmas no more.
You guys know
Yeah.
what Christmas was before Christmas? Yule. That
Yeah.
seemed like a good time.
When
Yule.
when
But
the
no,
demon
I'm
guy
saying,
would
like,
fly
the-
around and kill children and put them in the basket.
that was Krampus.
No, that was Futurama that you're
But-
thinking of. Actually.
But
Yeah.
Yule was the original, or one of the original versions of Christmas. It was like kind of a pagan holiday where it was.
it's all about getting drunk and being
debauchery,
rowdy.
a lot
Yeah.
of debauchery. So I mean,
I still like to celebrate
the
my
Western when
Christmas
the
like
Western
that.
civilization took over Christmas, they were like, well, let's just.
it
use
just
this
seems
as, the birth
silly.
of that guy.
It seems silly to say it.
A little bit.
Like, the holiday's over. Say Happy New Year, and then I got evil looks because I told people Happy Hanukkah when they wished me Merry Christmas. Like,
That's-
I'm an asshole because I wished them a Happy Hanukkah
Yeah, I mean, well,
when it actually was Hanukkah.
yeah, I mean, you'll get that, but I mean, welcome to Trump's America, bro.
Well, this happened in Obama time too.
What did?
I don't remember.
People saying Merry Christmas and not
No,
being
everyone
cool
cool
with
Happy
it.
Holidays. And then you
No,
say Happy
it's like,
Holidays.
yeah, yeah.
If you say
that.
Happy
You
Holidays,
can say
nobody
Happy
gets
Holidays
offended.
from Thanksgiving to January 2nd.
It's just there's no. This is the longest holiday ever.
That's what it is. It's a holiday quarter month.
Yeah,
It's a holiday season.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then when that lady,
holidays actually works out to your favor.
right? And I told you about that lady at the mall that cut off the other lady to get a parking spot, and she's like, "Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas!" I'm like,
The mall was a really famous time of the year this year in Pensacola. I mean,
yeah, it's crazy.
we had a viral video go down in Cordova Mall this year. During
Okay,
Christmas
by the way,
shopping.
that video was not viral. I could not find it for 2 days, but you guys keep saying it was viral.
because
viral
the
does not mean what you guys think it means. It means one person in Pensacola filmed it and 2 people watched it.
actually it got viewed pretty heavily, but
Dude,
somebody took
I
it down.
could not find it.
I think you went more viral than that one.
I
Because I was so shocked about it. It
Joe
was,
Hill was calling me out. Other people were calling me out that's viral. This I'm like, I'm sorry. Okay, I heard it was viral. I don't know why we can't find it.
it had 500,000 views when it reached
They told me viral.
my area.
All right, so yeah, but she shouldn't have shoplifted.
Well,
The
yeah,
whole-
I mean,
the
that's
whole- the
beside
whole-
the point.
yeah.
but
The whole thing was just funny. Like I got a big kick out of the whole thing.
Dude, I can only imagine going to Sarku, getting my food, and
I
coming
did
out and
go buy
seeing
a
that happen.
present on the day on Thursday, the Friday,
Yeah.
on that of Christmas weekend at the mall. It's an Old Navy gift. I go to the mall to get it. That was quite an absurd adventure.
Oh, I bet.
I was like, why am I here? I just started stepping. I was walking so fast.
Seth Green said, "I missed the score of the UF bowl game. Can you put it? Can
That's a
we put that
celebrity.
up?"
He's on Family Guy.
Yeah, he is.
What did he say? The bowl game score?
I
of the
think he's
UF game?
referencing the fact that UF did not make a bowl
Is that what
game.
he's trying to say?
Yeah.
But I didn't even know
That's
Florida
Dr.
State was.
Evil's son.
I didn't even know
Why'd you
Florida
like
State
it?
was in
Why'd
a bowl
you like
game.
his post?
Like,
Why do you like his post?
I like everybody's post.
Yeah,
Hey, CJ,
It was
I know-
me.
I generally do if I mention them on the show. I'll like it.
No, it was me. I liked
It'll
Seth
give him a
Green's
notification.
post.
Hey, hold on,
Doing
hold on, CJ. Here's our moment of obscurity.
Right?
What was that movie? And I know you're gonna know this with
Okay.
Seth Green, where he has like this rollerblading surfing.
Airborne.
Yes.
Yeah, well, he got that one quick.
That movie's the shit.
Airborne's awesome.
love
Jack Black's in it. Really good movie.
He's like,
Like,
just chill out, bro. Did he
Yeah.
just call me a piece of underwear?
So we
Good
just
flick.
we got a little bit of time left. We talked
we?
about this a little bit.
No, he said, bruh.
Well, yeah,
Oh,
because
Call me a piece of underwear.
yeah, like literally 20 minutes ago, he was giving me the roundup signal. But
Oh, on
It's
the-
definitely time to end the show.
I
Yeah.
will say on the chat, people are saying Tom Brady's MVP. I
I'm
say
saying
Todd Gurley.
Yeah,
Tom Brady's MVP of
I-
what?
Tom
I'm
Brady
saying
of-
Todd Gurley.
of the Patriots.
Hot football wives? What is he talking about?
Oh, he's definitely not the MVP of the
AFC?
fantasy playoffs.
No, not at all. He is not doing hot right now, Mr.
Speak-
Mike.
I
Speaking
can
of
see
which-
pulling off AFC.
Speaking of fantasy football, we've covered what happened with CJ in fantasy football. Bobo, how did you fare out this year?
So my touchdown only league, which runs into next week,
Mm-hmm.
I lost a quarterback from the Jets, so I had to pick up Foles last week,
Ugh.
which
Bummer.
was great. Then this week, my kicker went down, Zerline, who was the best player on my team.
And I'm ready
Yeah.
to shut him down.
So I picked up Frickin', even though Dan Bailey was on
that
free
freaking
agency,
guy.
and Frickin', and I lost 18-19.
That sucks. That's not .28, but that
No,
sucks.
but it's
not
in
.28.
touchdown only score. That's .28.
Yeah.
When you need Foles to just do one more freaking touchdown, and you have to watch from the first touchdown to the end of the game, watch that just absolute shit play of shit.
Dude, that was
A
garbage.
shit
the whole
play of shit,
It was
eh?
just stupid.
I'll give you my take. Fuck fantasy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
had a good season.
I can understand that.
yeah.
I only had 3
still-
teams this
I'm
year, and
still
I
one,
bitter.
one,
owe you
one-
some money too.
Wait, hold
All right,
on.
we'll take care
Mind
of
you,
that
I'm
afterwards.
still bitter about
What-
the league that you guys wrapped
actually,
me
you
into.
really don't owe him money because he still hasn't gotten a tattoo yet.
What does that have to do with me getting my money?
tattoo.
I could use that money to get the tattoo.
Yeah, but do
Okay,
you
I
have a
think you should. I think you should just hold
Minecraft
on to that and then pay the tattoo with it. It's a
Whatever.
$100 tattoo.
Dude,
How long has it been since that tattoo thing went?
you know what?
The
I-
Judaism
you know,
just
I-
went up so quick on that. Wait a minute, my money.
First of all, I didn't bring an
Whoa,
Auburn shirt
Schreiber.
to this game or to this show because I was like, you know what? I'm not going to fuck with Schreiber, but Schreiber's supposed to wear an Auburn shirt, which will be here next Wednesday because of this conversation.
Actually, I have tried to get it from Ashley. She will not.
By the
upload her
way,
part of
I
that.
have not told you this, and I noticed it straight off the bat, Schreiber. Love the Dilly Dilly shirt, by
Thank
the
you.
way.
Even though it's got an Alabama logo.
Oh, fuck. Never mind.
It's the most redneck thing I could possibly find. A Bud Light
Dilly
shirt
Dilly.
sponsoring Alabama.
No, that's dope, dude. I bet they
Yeah.
made it in all teams. But either
Yeah,
way,
they did, but-
either way, it's a Dilly Dilly shirt, and those are good commercials.
Well, shenanigans.
No, I mean,
Shut up,
I'm
CJ.
actually Polk. I'm ready when you are for that Auburn jersey. I am. I've been
off.
been saying it for a while. Okay, if that's gonna do it for the podcast tonight. Thank y'all very much for tuning in. We'll see you guys, and we'll have a lot to talk about next week. We'll see what happens with the college football playoffs this weekend. Go Bama! And until then, same time, same place. This is Schreiber, Bobo, and CJ on the Underground Pub Show here on the 50K Multiverse Network. Peace.
Later, guys. Have a good night.
Later.
Tune in every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Central Time for the Underground Pub Show, right here on the Pimpy K Multiverse Network.
This is where you pucker up and kiss my ass.